I
anything. Yeah,
mean,
I know. I know.
you get like 600
Anything,
grand after taxes, and that's not so bad. You walk away,
dude.
you save
Okay,
it.
don't call us. Don't call us.
Don't call us.
Don't call.
Um,
Got time for one more, baby. What are you feeling?
well, what do you think about we'll do a light one since we don't have much time. I mean, I hate to be so negative towards other podcasters. But I mean now we have more. We have more. It doesn't stop every week. We have Marlo and Sanya Richards Ross. What is it called? The Real Best Friends podcast?
The real friends, I think. Hold
The
on, I think
Real Friends podcast.
real.
Gotta be
I
honest,
tell me.
not feeling the name. Not, I get it. I get it. We're very clever, Marlo, but I'm not feeling the name. The Real Friends podcast. So we have my life, my soulmate, whatever the fuck that is, and now we have my friends podcast, the Real Friends podcast.
Wasn't they should have yeah, didn't Marlo used to be like a stripper or something? Like, I mean, they should have done the pole pod, right? Because isn't Sanya an Olympian, like an Olympic track
Mm-hmm.
person? And then Marlo like always worked. I mean, she does like work a pole, like whether it's
Mm-hmm.
penis stick or the actual pole. I mean, it should have been the pole podcast. I would have leaned into that. Pole
I
champ
mean,
champion.
again, I wish everybody well. I just maybe the key is just to have certain chemistry, and that's enough. Maybe Marlo and Sanya have great chemistry, and just that will be enough. Offbeat Marlo and Sanya. Really, I don't
This is a
know.
very good sign. Look, I've said this. You offer consulting. My podcast course is coming. I'm going to be offering consulting. This is your chance to get in. This is a sign. These people are not
Mhm.
doing this because there's no money in podcast.
Okay,
All
okay.
right. There are going to be podcasting. You and I have had this conversation. Podcasting is where YouTube was a decade ago. When you think about how old podcasting is, it's only 13 years old. When you think radio, regular cable television, ABC, CBS, they had a 70-year run of making a fortune, of impacting and leading pop culture. That is where we are with podcast. What happened this election season with Call Her Daddy, Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn? These presidential candidates, they're not going to NBC and ABC anymore. They're coming to us. This is the power. So if you have thought about starting a podcast, 2025 is your year because there are still going to be some enormous winners. Yes, not everybody is going to make it because the thing is about podcasting is you have to get your business mind cap on and you've got to be dedicated and a hustler and in it and cutting edge. But there's going to be some real big winners still. And these women know it. I don't blame them because if you can make your podcast successful, it is an incredible career. So I think even over the next year, you are going to see a tremendous amount of people get into this game and you're going to see some other people really succeed. So it's a very good sign for our industry. I hope they have what it takes. I hope they have what it takes.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's all good. I mean, look, anyone that wants to get into podcasting, call me, do the weekend consulting. I just had someone this past week. We also do it during the week. Has an idea, hasn't, there's, not even like, there's not even a name yet, but I said, listen, I said, look, out of every group of people that I consult, and I love them all, I was just dealing with another person who's might have a wrongful termination. We really covered the bases in my consulting. I love when someone is just like, I just don't know what to do. And this really is not a sales pitch, as you know. I would have cut off my fucking arm to be able
Me
to
too.
pay somebody per hour but where's my David Yontef or Sarah Fraser? When I started, if I could pay someone every week to say, this is what I need to ask you, I would have paid any amount of money. You know what I mean? And my rates are very fair. I would have been like, this is gold because I mean, man, shit goes wrong, Sarah, in the beginning. I mean, it goes wrong now. It's just like, you know what I mean? So, like, I didn't know how to do anything. But I agree with you. All these people, something has to hit. I mean, right? Or is this just an industry where Sarah Fraser and David Yontef are successful and call her daddy, and
No.
whoever else. Like, there has to be people that can come into it. There's new TV shows all the time that are huge hits. It's just a matter of that formula. I mean, you can't really put your again, who would have thought Salt Lake? Like, to your point, it's there, guys. You just gotta
I
forever,
mean, look,
most will fail. Most will fail. That is the bottom line, but
but that's
not
most TV
everybody.
shows. That's most TV shows. That's most big
Right.
concepts. It's
Right.
everything. I mean, I love this industry so much. I mean, when I'm walking, when I'm doing my makeup, I'm listening to a podcast. I mean, I listen to
Really?
probably 10 different podcasts every week. I love podcasts. I love it.
Listen to Behind the Velvet Rope with your spare time.
You're one of the greatest interviewers of
Oh,
all
thank you.
time. I love your interviews. I
Thank
love my
you.
Theo Vaughn. I love my Heather McDonald, I think she's one of the greatest the way she lays out shows. I just listened to a motivational one about a 12-step program for if you're not an addict with Dr. Samantha Hart. I mean, I
You love
just
podcasts. I'm
love,
I'm 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 gonna
dude,
give
I
you a
love
listen.
them.
I'm gonna give the Sarah Fraser show a listen today. I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna
Here's a friendship. Thanks. Thank you. I appreciate the download.
listen. I podcasting is not really something I do in my spare time, but I'm gonna
Oh,
give the Sarah Fraser show a listen.
thank
How's
you.
that?
I love
Uh,
you.
I mean, that's nice of me. I just see Shannon Doherty. Shannon Doherty, that's the podcast.
Tori, you love your Tori.
I've popped into the spelling. All right, Tori, you got me. You got me. You know what I'm saying?
Tori's done it. Tori's making money.
Let me tell you something about Tori's podcast, okay? Tori and I, believe it or not, had a moment. Like, we're kind of good now. We had a recent moment.
Oh,
The thing about
yeah.
Tori's podcast is she should be in podcasting, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I'll say it about myself too. Like, Tori's a mess. So when you go onto her podcast, it is really authentic. It's not like, it's like this a little bit. She's just talking and like something goes left and something goes right. It's interesting. It's not like, produced and thought out. And I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I'm liking Tori.
I love Tori's because you know what she's done is she has meshed like it's almost a reality podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very good. It's very good. No, I'm excited. I'm excited for you and me. I'm excited for people. I'm telling you, podcasts, because the barrier to entry is so easy. To start a
Mm-hmm.
podcast is so cheap. The
Mm-hmm.
next big movie concepts, the next big true crime
Mm-hmm.
podcasts, the next big reality concepts are going to come from podcast. Joe
Well,
Joe Rogan, baby, is Oprah. Whether you all want to, whether you
mhm.
like my Joe, whether you don't like my Joe is the new Oprah.
He
The dude,
says he turned down that one interview. I mean, we have two. Well, by the time everyone listens to this, not to be political, but we will have probably a new president in the US. Maybe. I don't know if we'll
maybe,
know on today's Thursday, whatever
maybe.
today. But he says he turned down one of the candidates
No,
because
wrong. Well, actually, you're not wrong. Exactly. Kamala agreed to do his show, but wanted him to come to her and only had an
yeah,
hour. To your
yeah.
point, he turned that format down. He said, that's not what I do. I would be honored to have her. I want to get to know her as a person. I want her to come to me. This is what I do. And
I
yeah,
love that. I love
I love
that.
Joe. I'm in love with Joe. Joe, love you, doll.
I love when
Okay.
he's like, this is the, no attitude. You got to come to me. I don't know what we're going to accomplish in an hour. I don't know how I'm going to get to know you. I need 2 hours and I need my own studio. And when you're Joe
Bro
Rogan,
has got a swinging dick. I freaking love it.
yeah, him and Portnoy, baby. Let's
I love
batter up with those big dicks, baby.
Stop. You know, big dicks are my weakness. Okay. I gotta go.
You and me both, babes. Um, but I'm more of an equal opportunity employer than you are, I
Well,
think.
I mean, no, I am too.
You're just taking off the mark.
Please. Yeah, right. I don't discriminate. About your
No.
personality. You don't somebody wins you over with their charm, their can they make you laugh? And I love somebody smart.
I like a geek with a hot body or just like a decent body. Just decent. And like shy is okay, baby. Shy is okay.
You gotta make me laugh. I gotta have some bravado. Be a
Really?
man. Get out there. Yeah. I don't care. I'm sorry. My toxic trait is alpha men. So there you
Yeah,
go.
I was gonna say you like toxic masculinity.
There you go.
That's like the
I
new
know.
word that I learned in my woke
That
study.
would be my other podcast, Toxic Masculinity, and I would just interview every like
Oh, next time we got to talk
five
about
dude.
we buried the lead. We have speaking of
What?
toxic masculinity.
Oh.
Speaking of, we have Jax's new podcast. Apparently, what is it? Think like a
Oh,
man or something like that. Think like a man.
something like that. We'll get to that. All right. I'll
Yeah.
be